Hi, this is Thomas Swaak, Philips Innovation Services, Change Management Hacks. Hack number 10. I'm just going to call it the art of consequence. I will be writing about this as well. This is a little bit different, this hack today, because it's not scripted, it's not formatted, and it's not structured. It's just a couple of insights that I want to share with you that actually make change work or make change fail. One of the things that we learn as children is that actions have consequences. So if we do the right thing, we get rewarded. If we do the wrong thing, we're likely to wind up without one of our toys or one of the things that we really, really like. As we grow up, there are consequences at school, at university, right? If we apply ourselves, we work very hard, we get good grades, we graduate, and we actually have a chance to step out there into the real world and achieve something. And if we don't, then in the final analysis, if we don't apply ourselves and we don't work, then ultimately we get kicked out of school. The consequences are pretty clear and they're pretty straightforward. The magic to the way that this develops when we're adults is that field gets vaguer and vaguer. Now, why would that be? When we're working, consequence is just as important as it is when we're children or teenagers. So when we define a change, and let's make it something very concrete, let's say that everybody has to start time writing. There has to be a consequence to picking it up, and there has to be a consequence to not opting in. Picking it up, not opting in. Two little columns that you need to make with your team and need to discuss. If somebody picks up the change that you foresee, how will you reward them? How will you recognize them? How will you let them know that what they're doing is appreciated and rewarded in a sustainable way? On the other hand, what happens if somebody decides to opt out? What are the consequences? So in our example, what are the consequences for somebody who does not time right? Well, in my world, then the bill cannot be sent out because the person's time hasn't been recorded. And if the bill isn't sent out, we can't make money. So if that person is not cooperating, they're actually losing the company money. That can happen once or twice, and then it's the end of the exercise. So a negative consequence doesn't always need to be somebody losing their job. I think that's one of the reasons why consequences are difficult to talk about, because it appeals to people's deepest sense of fear. And there shouldn't be. There's always a two-step model to consequences. One, if you're not opting in because you either don't understand how to time right, or nobody's ever taught you, or it's frightening to you, then someone can come in and help you and get over the bump. That's the first step, right? If your attitude is such that you're never going to time right and this simply isn't an environment that you want to work in, then somebody should sit down with you again and help you determine which environment you do like and help you actually transition to that particular environment. Consequences are one of the most important and most forgotten elements of a strong change management approach. We need to know the ones for good work, and we need to know the ones for opting out. And even there, you can still help someone take the ultimate consequence of opting out of a change. It simply needs to be on the table. And that's all I got to say about that. This was Thomas Swaak, Philips Innovation Services, Change Management Hacks. Let me know what you think.